How's everyone doing? It's me, Pete, your ambassador. Today we are talking fall drinks. It is a beautiful fall day. The sun clearly is out and shining, and I'm looking for a cocktail. We are going to do the Jack Daniel's Tennessee Apple Ginger Fizz. Super fun to make, super easy, has those fall flavors to it. Start it all off. We're going to use 2 ounces of the Jack Daniel's Tennessee Apple. As you know, this is half Jack Daniel's number 7, so you get those smooth Tennessee whiskey notes. And it's also half apple liqueur. Liqueur just means at least 30% sugars. We are then adding 1 ounce of apple cider. It's that time of year. You can find that anywhere. We're also using 1 ounce of a ginger simple syrup. Real easy. You make your simple syrup equal parts sugar, equal parts water, and then you put fresh ginger in it while it cools. We want to have some bright notes in there, so we're going to add a half ounce of the lemon juice. We'll add ice to our shaker. We want this to chill and get nice and frosty for us. We will cap that and shake away. We've talked about this before. You want that shake to go until you feel that frost on the outside. That takes roughly about 30 seconds, depending on the amount of ice you have in there. Just really want to incorporate it. And obviously, there's citrus in here, so we want that shake. There we go. I already have my highball glass filled up with ice. We're going to strain this off over fresh ice. Wow, I wish you could smell this. This is fantastic. And then we want it to be refreshing, effervescent. We're adding bubbles. Everything tastes better with bubbles in it. Just top that off. Wow. Finish it with a Granny Smith apple. And there you have it. The Jack Daniel's Tennessee Apple Ginger Fizz. Cheers. How's everyone doing? It's me, Pete Wagner, your ambassador. Today we are going to do a twist on a classic cocktail. We are going to do an apple ginger whiskey sour. To start this drink off, we're starting with fresh ginger. We're going to go ahead and put that into our shaker. Add 1 ounce of apple juice. We're then going to take our muddler and muddle that up. We just want to be able to bring out all those fantastic ginger juices out of there. Get all of that essence out of our ginger. We're then going to brighten it up with a half ounce of lemon juice. And then we're adding a half ounce of simple syrup. This recipe requires 2 ounces of Old Forester. I'm using Old Forester Signature. It's 100 proof. With all those sweet profiles, I want it to be able to stand out. 72% corn, 18% rye, the rest barley, 18% rye. That's going to pair nicely. That way we have a nice equal flavor profile coming through. We're then adding ice to our shaker. Gotta make sure that our tongs are working today. I don't know if it's the tongs or if it's me. We'll cap that off. And then we shake. Give a nice, healthy shake to this. We want to incorporate all those flavors. We also just keep it going until you feel that frost on the outside, roughly about 30 seconds. Take that cap off. And we're going to add fresh ice to our rocks glass. Fill that all the way up. We definitely want this to be nice and refreshing. We also want it to be nice and cold. We're going to strain off our cocktail into the rocks glass. Beautiful. I wish you could smell this right now. It is fantastic. We're going to finish it with an apple slice, and there you have it. Your Old Forester Apple Ginger Whiskey Sour. Cheers. How's everyone doing? Beautiful autumn day. So I thought, what better drink than to make Autumn in New England? This has rich, it has tart, it has such complexity in the flavor. I thought it would be nice to use something special, so we are going to use the Woodford Double Oak. To start this off, I'm taking 1 ounce of apple cider. We're adding that to our shaker. And then I have 5 sage leaves. We want the fresh sage leaves. And we're going to muddle this in the bottom. You don't want to beat this too much. You don't want to bruise it. We just want to express some of those oils and allow it to infuse into our apple cider. I think that should be good. We're then going to add a 1/4 ounce of apple cider vinegar. That will give it a nice tartness. And then to round all those flavors off, what says New England better than maple syrup? We're adding a 1/4 ounce of the maple syrup. 2 ounces of Woodford Double Oak. As you know, it's the regular Woodford put into a second barrel. Second barrel heavily toasted, lightly charred. That second barrel allows it to oxidize, so we have a little less of that rye spice on the front end, but we still have plenty of those oak notes. That should create a nice balance with the cider sweetness, the maple syrup, and then that tartness that we're getting from the apple cider vinegar. We add the ice, we cap it off, and we're going to shake it today. Normally I would stir it in a mixing vessel, but I want those oils from the sage to incorporate all the way through. And the maple syrup is sort of thick, so this way we are sure that we have a nice blend going on. There we go. Then we're going to pour it over our fresh ice. And there you have it, everyone. Finished off with an apple slice. That is autumn in New England, made with Woodford Double Oak. Cheers. All right, our next drink is the Honey Pear Margarita. Just because it's fall doesn't mean that we're not drinking tequila. If you ask me, any time of year is perfect for tequila. So, to make this drink, I'm going to make it in a pitcher itself. The idea behind that is we want some of these flavors to mingle and they want to set up. So starting off with 4 cups of pear juice. Adding that right into our pitcher. We are then, well, the recipe calls for 3 ounces of triple sec. I like quality ingredients, so I'm going to use Cointreau. We're adding the 3 ounces of that. Then we are adding 1 ounce of, I'm sorry, that's 2 tablespoons of honey. Obviously, it is honey, so it's going to take a little while to come out. I like to use a local honey. Support the local farmers, the local beehives. Also, it's so good for you. There we go. That's about 2 tablespoons of honey. We're then adding 6 ounces of El Jimador. I'm using the silver. I want some of those brighter citrusy notes to come through. El Jimador, 100% agave. There we go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Right? There we go. Ah, what the heck. Let's add a little extra. There we go. And then we add our ice. And here is your surprise ingredient. Rosemary. I like to have an herbaceous note with fall. Nothing says fall than that rosemary. That actually reminds me of Christmas time. We're going to stir that all up. Now it's the hardest part of your recipe. We let it sit. We're going to go put this in the refrigerator. We're going to let it sit for about a half hour to an hour. Let the flavors mingle. We'll be back in just one moment. Welcome back. I've just pulled my honey pear margaritas out of the refrigerator. I've let it sit in there for a short period of time. That's allowed all of the flavors to mingle. That rosemary just playing beautifully off of that pear juice. Use the El Jimador Silver. That'll give it a bright citrus note. Of course, the Cointreau rounding out all those flavors. I did notice, though, that as it set in here, there was a little bit of settling, and I'm ready for a drink. So we are going to shake this up. I'm going to add right into my mixing vessel. Oh, we're going to call that about 6 ounces. We'll cap that, and we're going to give it a nice shake. This should mingle all those flavors beautifully. We're going to allow it to blend up nicely. Also give it a nice little froth. That should be good. Pull out our strainer, put it in a rocks glass right over fresh ice. Look at that, spot on. We're going to finish this off with a nice slice of pear and a rosemary sprig. I love it. We don't only drink with our mouth, we drink with our eyes and with our nose. I wish you could smell this right now. It just gives off all these great smells. Margarita for the fall time. It is the El Jimador Silver Honey Pear Margarita. Cheers. Oh.